Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at how your crush really feels about you. And in the extended reading we are going to take a look at what a relationship with them might be like, along with some channeled messages. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. And with that said, feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you, and let's get into it. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Page of Wands, this is going to be your reading for today about how your crush truly feels about you. And I want to say I'm not going to take reversals for this reading, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat things if there are more complicated messages that might come out. And with that said, let's get right into it. How does Pile 1's crush truly feel about them? How does Pile 1's crush? Okay. Alright, so we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Very nice. How does Pile 1? Okay. And Judgment. Again, very nice. Alright. How does... I'm realizing I might need to take 6 cards. And that's okay. How does Pile 1's crush truly feel about them? We have the Eight of Pentacles. How does... Oh my goodness, okay. The Ace of Wands. And then I said, oh my goodness, because I think what I'm going to do is take the back of the deck, because we have enough room. And because I just looked at the back of the deck, and it is, in fact, the Page of Wands. Which is very interesting, because you felt compelled to pick this pile, and that is that page showing up on the back of the deck. And this is a positive message here. And I know that I said that I wasn't going to sugarcoat any messages that came out, like however this person feels about you. I was just going to give the messages as I saw them. However, first of all, the first 2 cups coming out are the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. There's a pretty clear message there about this person sees a lot of potential in you. And they think that with the Four of Wands here, I think that this person almost definitely likes you back, and they could see a future with you. I want to talk about these cards together because they came out together. The Four of Wands talks about things like there's like a feeling of familiarity, of coming home. That might be how this person feels around you. They feel very comfortable around you. They feel like they can just be themselves with you. There's almost a sense of coming home. It might feel to this person like a soul connection. Like there's just something really easy about the two of you together. And there's something fun too with this Wands energy over here. But with the Four of Wands in particular, it also talks about like milestones, including relationship milestones, including things like moving in together, getting engaged, getting married. So that's why I'm saying this is a pretty positive message here. It also has like a celebratory energy, because it is just like celebrating certain milestones, which can include things, again, like relationship milestones. It can also be career milestones, moving to a new house, moving back to your hometown, because it is that sense of like yes, I'm coming home to something that belongs to me. I'm coming home to something that is part of my divine path. And it is that sense of celebration and familiarity that I think again, it's giving me the impression your crush feels very positively about a potential future with you. And then we have the Ten of Cups, and Ten of Cups is like the most cups that you can have. it's the ultimate fulfillment in terms of like emotional fulfillment, and that would say like this person's thinking about the future. They do see a very strong future with you. Ten of Cups, ultimate emotional fulfillment. This is like, the 2.5 kids in white picket fence, the minivan and golden retriever. If those are things that resonate for you, if that's a future that you want, it's just like daydreaming about the potential here. And I think that even if this person isn't giving you like signs or you know, if you've been afraid to approach them or flirt with them, or there's some obstacle or barrier that's preventing you from stepping forward towards them, or preventing them from stepping towards you, this is a confirmation for you. This spread here, I would take that as a confirmation for you that your feelings are reciprocated. Your crush is reciprocated here, because this person is thinking long term. Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, long-term potential. I think because it's the Ten of Cups that, you know, I was already mentioning maybe having like a soul connection with the Four of Wands, because that feeling of familiarity of coming home. And then the Ten of Cups is like strong feelings, deep feelings. We could build a future together with these feelings. And I think just being around you and being in your energy is so fulfilling for this person. It just makes them feel so good about themselves. You make them feel so good about themselves. And they're imagining like a future with you, bright and beautiful future with you. And even if, you know, that future is, there might be blockages or delays or reasons why you haven't come together for whatever reason, yet this person can still see the potential. And what's interesting is that the tens in this deck all have butterflies on them. And I think it's related to the fact that, you know, that the 10 is the last of the suit. You know, and 10 in numerology, 10 reduces to 1. So it's like the end of something and the beginning of something else. So, and the butterfly symbol of transformation. Something that just occurred to me, the phrase, you make me feel transformed. There might be a connection to the idea that you help this person feel much more like their authentic self than they might typically feel or be in the course of their everyday life. Like being in your energy just feels so right and safe and familiar to this person that it's almost like they can transform into their authentic selves around you, if that resonates for you. And I think that when they think about the potential of a connection with you, it feels like closing out a chapter of their life and starting a new adventure. And I'm also saying that because we're ending this spread with the Ace of Wands, which is the beginning, you know, it's the one, it's the start of something new and exciting and passionate. And I will talk about that. But then we have Judgment. And honestly, the initial thing that popped into my head when I saw the Judgment card is because it is connected with things like spirituality and like following your divine path and answering to a higher calling, and going through a spiritual awakening. It is tied to those things. So the first thing that popped into my head is that they know that you are a spiritual being. They recognize your spirituality, they recognize your divinity. There could also be a message that it could be a confirmation of what I was seeing as like this being a soul level connection. There's something to do with a soul purpose here, and it could be that you feel that too. There might be a soul contract you signed with this person. The other thing that's kind of come to me with we have this Judgment card in the middle, and then the Eight of Pentacles, which is, Eight of Pentacles is tied to like a bit of hard work, commitment, dedication, showing up every day, working on something, developing our skills, being like passionate and dedicated. And it is tied to Pentacles that can be related to our career, but in the context of this reading, unless you know this person from work, that could just be a confirmation they think you're a very hard worker, and they admire your work ethic. But in combination with the Judgment and then the Eight of Pentacles, this might be talking about a potential challenge or obstacle. That might be the reason why, you know, with all this positive energy here, this person has feelings about you as well. They see a potential future with you. They feel really, again, I'm just getting a sense that being in your energy makes this person feel really good. At the same time, there's a way to read the Judgment and Eight of Pentacles cards together as a potential challenge or blockage. That might be the reason why you have not come together yet. Why this person is a crush and not a partner at this current point in time. You know, Judgment can talk about a couple of things. It can talk about following a spiritual path and being in alignment with our higher calling. When we're called to step up and do something or make a certain change in our life, it might be related to ending a cycle and doing this transformation work. This person might not yet feel ready to do that, and that might be a reason why they have not yet come towards you. Or there is an intuitive way to read this card that they fear judgment, that there might be some outside force or third party, they might have influence over this person. There just might be a reason why your crush is thinking about how other people would see a potential connection between the two of you. And there might be like external, like a kind of like 3D physical world differences between the two of you that might be giving them pause. Like you might come from different cultures, different backgrounds, different religions, different spiritual beliefs, different parts of the world. Whatever it is, it might be coming up as an obstacle in the sense that this person might be thinking, well, you know, what are people going to think about this? How are other people going to view this? And they might be that might be causing them to, and this is the part that I'm not sugarcoating, but it might be causing them to think that making this connection work would be hard work. It would be like it would require a level of commitment that honestly might be holding them back a little bit. If that resonates for you, if that's something that you might recognize about this person or about your situation, then that would be another way to interpret that. If you're wondering, well, you know, if we both have feelings for each other, why is nobody stepping forward? It could honestly just be a case where, like, you just didn't know. You were not sure how this person felt about you. They might have been keeping it to themselves. You know, this person, they might be shy. They might feel nervous, or it could just be that it's like and this has happened to me. It's happened to, I'm sure, a huge number of people. I'm sure this is very relatable, where it's like, I like somebody so much, I want to be absolutely sure I'm not misinterpreting the signs, because I don't, you know, if this connection feels like something that is really safe and nurturing, positive, and fun, and like just an amazing connection to this person. I'm getting the sense that you are friends at least, or you have like had really fun times together where you've had a chance to experience each other's energy. And I'm getting the sense that this might be one of the first times this person has like really felt a real authentic, genuine soul and emotional connection, and felt extremely fulfilled by something, even something that is not yet like a fully realized relationship. And it could just be one of those things where neither one of you wants to be the one to step forward, because you don't want to lose what you already have. It's like nobody wants to kind of break the ice there, just on the off chance that your feelings are not going to be reciprocated, and now all of a sudden you don't get to spend time with this person anymore, or they're going to be really upset or offended, or it's just going to be so painful that you know, it's going to be something that you're going to walk away from. You know, I think that's very relatable. I fully have been in that energy too, where I didn't want to speak up because I didn't want to give the other person a reason to walk away. But I'm here to tell you, to confirm for you, Pile 1, that this person probably feels the same way about you as you do about them. And they might have some misgivings or trepidation about, if this is the type of person that would be concerned about practical concerns or obstacles or things that in the 3D that might be standing in the way of things flowing the way that they might. If that resonates for you, that might be giving this person pause. But again, there is a way to read these cards where it's just like this person recognizes that this connection with you is something that is in alignment with their divine path, that it is a soul level connection, that recognizing that you are a spiritual being and you might practice your spirituality. That might be something that they like about you. They can see that you are following your divine path and following your guidance from spirit, and they see you as somebody who is divinely protected, if that resonates for you. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, there's a way to read that where it's about like commitment, dedication, and this person might see you as somebody that they really want to commit to, which I would fully take that as, again, like a confirmation of the message of the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups, as like a real long-term potential here. And the Eight of Pentacles, very committed energy. And it could also be a confirmation if you know this person from the workplace. Again, they think that you're a really hard worker and they admire your work ethic and your dedication. And they would see you as somebody who would be great to be in a committed relationship with because they trust you. They know that you're trustworthy. And with the Ace of Wands there, that again, talks to me about potential, the potential of something new, and being excited for it with the Wands energy of like passion, inspiration, and then the Page of Wands is like really echoing that message, you know, and one or the other of you might be a fire sign, or have like fire, sun, moon, or rising, just be Wands, bookends, and then you chose the Page of Wands. Only take that if it resonates. Either way, this is a connection where it's like there's potential. This the Page and the Ace. It's like it's the potential to go on a new adventure, and that with the Page, the fact that it's the Page and not the Knight specifically would tell me that that this person is very receptive to the idea of starting something new with you, of like a new chapter in your connection. I think they're open to it. I think that even if they do have misgivings, if that was an accurate way to interpret these two cards in the middle, it's like I think that their feelings and their the potential that they see, and the fact that with these Wands energies, probably really fun to be around, you know, and like I think this person really likes that, you know, you have both like a dedicated and focused side, and also like a fun-loving and adventurous side. And I think you make this person feel like they want to step outside of their comfort zone, and I think that's putting them into an energy where they are receptive to starting something new with you. And again, I was saying with the fact that it's the Page and not the Knight, I might interpret that to say that this person is waiting for you to come towards them, because the idea I'm getting is, I think if this person does have some misgivings about it, they're not going to let that stand in the way of pursuing something with you if they knew for sure that you reciprocated their feelings. So there might be a message here that it might be up to you to take that first step forward. Because again, it's at the Page, it's a receptive energy, but it is not necessarily the one who's going to step forward. It is a messenger, so that there could be a message that you know, this person will be the one to step forward. But they might have some fears or concerns that they're just waiting, because even something that just came to me with the Judgment card, they might even be saying that they don't know how you feel about them, you know, like they might if this is somebody who maybe struggles with their self-esteem a little bit, or has some insecurities, they might be worried about being judged by you if they were the one who would come forward, even though they might know that you're not a judgmental person and that you wouldn't hold it against them. That might be based on past experiences that they've had, that they're just kind of like projecting onto this situation, you know, because it's like that's a fear that they have of being judged. Again, like the basic message here is that they're open to it. They're receptive to the idea of having a relationship with you. So that's a beautiful positive message there for you, pile 1. And I am going to get into the Oracle cards. So the first one that we have for you is, okay, we have Child Eternal. And I'm trying to center that. Okay. And the light attributes of this card are determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. And I would see, there's also a butterfly on this card, and I would see this as like the ability to see things with fresh eyes is like, it's that transformative energy of the butterfly on the 10 of Cups, so the number 10 that reduces to 1 on the Ace. It's like this person might, even with the Judgment card message here, this person might finally be seeing things clearly for like the first time in their life. Like they're just like, oh my God, I didn't know that I could feel this way about somebody. I didn't know that this was what, you know, a true soul connection was supposed to feel like. I just didn't know. You know, and so I think it's giving them kind of like a fresh perspective and motivating them to start a new chapter, which might be, you know, representing a relationship with you, starting a new phase in their life. And I do think that they find you particularly and their connection with you and being in your energy to be very inspiring. And with the determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, I would again connect that with the Ace of Wands, Page of Wands energy. There's just, and the fun-loving aspect to it of like, and it, with sorry, I'm jumping all over the place just because I'm excited. with the yes, so the energy of the Ace and the Page of Wands, of like that fun-loving, like I get the sense that there's almost like a connection between the two of you and your like inner children. You know, like it's just so much fun being around this person. It's like all the layers of social conditioning that have, you know, built up over the years of you know, having to be an adult, are kind of stripped away, and it's like it's just fun. You can just be your eternal childlike self, and approach the connection with this person and life with this person, like being with this person, just as like your authentic self. Like your inner child just comes out, and it's like, I don't have to wear social armor or a social mask with you. I can just be me. And there's something beautiful about that, that it's like your inner child just comes to the surface, because it's like they're so much fun to be around, and you feel so safe. Or this is how this person feels around you. I'm extrapolating that you might feel the same way, but yeah, this is, I mean, you do have a crush on this person. This is how they feel about you. It's like it's safe to be themselves. And then again, might be something that they're not used to, that this might be the first time they're really feeling like that about somebody. And then the other thing that I wanted to say about that was there might be a connection with the Four of Wands, and only take this if it resonates, but with the Four of Wands, it could be talking about a soul level connection, that feeling of coming home. Could also be talking about, you might know this person from your childhood, they might be from your hometown, there might be some connection to where you grew up or your childhood between this person, but that might not be a message for everybody, so only take that if it resonates. And the other thing I want to say is I don't know if these are sunflowers. I would kind of interpret them to be sunflowers. And sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages, sorry. So there might be a connection between sunflowers, that might be a significant flower for you or a symbol for you, in which case it might be a confirmation from Spirit that there is something special here. It could also be connected with sunflowers, the sun, fire, so more fire sign energy if that resonates. And then the thing that came to me as I was talking, and I hopefully won't forget, yes, what I wanted to say is you make this person feel like they could do anything. They can be anything, they can do anything, they can go anywhere, because it's that like childlike imagination, because these children are flying on this card, and it reminds me of Peter Pan, of like, we can do, and I'm getting chills as I'm saying that, like we can do anything, and just being around you makes this person feel like that. Like we can do anything, we can be anything we want, anything we can imagine. It is possible to have that, and that might again be something this person has never experienced before, that feeling. So I would take this card again as confirmation. This person really enjoys being around you. You make them feel really good, and they almost definitely do return your feelings. So, okay, so we have more fire energy here with the full moon in Sagittarius, which says, look at the bigger picture. And this might be coming in as a potential challenge or blockage. If you were resonating with what I was saying about, there might be something here about needing to work through a challenge or an obstacle, might have to do with other people in this person's life, or if you have like mutual friends, acquaintances, or whatever, there just might be something there that's kind of giving them pause and like a reason why they have not yet stepped forward, even though they feel really good about you, and they almost definitely do want to have a future with you. There's like some bigger picture reason, you know, that I think it's not related to you. It's not related to who you are. It's not related to how this person feels about you. It's related to some external thing, some external challenge or obstacle. So there's a way to read that this card that is about that, if that resonates for you. There's another way to read this, that this could be connected, because it's the full moon, could be connected to this Ten of Cups, like the moon is very connected to our emotions, and it can be saying like, because you make this person feel so emotionally fulfilled when they're with you, they can see past any obstacle. You know, they can look at the bigger picture and say, this is worth pursuing, regardless of anything else. And I think that's why they're in this Page of Wands energy of being receptive, being open to it. I just think they really want to know that you're on the same page. And there might be some reason why they don't believe that that's the case. Maybe you're really good at hiding how you feel. Maybe there's some, again, like some external factor, some reason why you haven't been able to like make your intentions known. Maybe you're very shy, I don't know. But regardless, I think that and I think you would have an idea of how to interpret this. There's two potential interpretations here. The bigger picture can be talking about, again, an obstacle or a challenge that's like external to your connection, or it can be talking about those blockages and challenges don't really matter in the grand scheme of things because of the level of emotional fulfillment that this person feels when they're with you. The fact that they've never felt anything like that before, you make them feel young again. You make them feel like they can do anything and go anywhere. And so that would be the interpretation that I would probably go with, unless it is this external thing that is keeping this person from reaching out. So again, there's a couple of ways to kind of interpret that. I'm not really sure which one to go with. But then, okay, we have freedom. And that would vibe for me in the sense that it's like that Peter Pan, we're flying over this field of sunflowers. You just make this person feel really free. And there could, again, be a way to interpret this where this person does say freedom, but this person's in a cage. Again, there could be some external factor here that might be making this person feel like they want to fight for their freedom, that it would be worth it to go after things. You make them feel like they're not in a cage. You make them feel like anything is possible. But that might be something that they have to overcome. And if that's the case, then that's something that they have to do. But the other thing that I'm seeing here is, first of all, there's a dragonfly on this card, and the dragonfly is also a symbol of transformation. I think it's more connected with a spiritual transformation, spiritual growth. And I would see that reflected in the Judgment card. And it could be that you might be helping this person explore their spirituality, or you might be helping them feel connected to a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose that might be related to the fact that you might have a soul level connection. And this person, whether they're spiritual or not, might be able to recognize there's something more to this connection than there has been to any other connection they've ever had with anybody. And it's like they can sense that, and it might be that sense that this is being divinely guided. This is a spiritual connection. As this dragonfly is dropping off a key to the person in the cage. And it's like this spirituality might be the key to overcoming whatever obstacles or challenges there are, to get to this beautiful Ace of Wands energy of the start of something new, the start of a new adventure that is passionate and loving and fun and free. It's like this person has the power to set themselves free from whatever cage might be preventing them from stepping forward, and it's like the key might be coming from whatever spiritual connection there is here to the Judgment card, if that resonates for you. And something else that just came to me is I was looking at the bow and arrow on this full moon in Sagittarius, and the thing that came to me is shoot your shot, and then I was thinking that something's preventing this person from shooting their shot that is related to the bigger picture here. So I don't know if that's confirmation, that's just something else that came to me as I was looking at that card. And then, okay, we have balance, and this is the green color that I would associate with the heart chakra. And so that would confirm for me that your feelings are reciprocated and this person is thinking about a relationship with you. And I think that there's a message here that, and it would be reflected with the number 4 on the Four of Wands, very balanced, stable number. There is a really good balance to your connection. I think that they see you as somebody who is very balanced, and I think that this, again, might be the first time in this person's life where there's like an equal exchange of energy in this connection. It just feels really good because it's not that one person is giving more than the other person, and it's like you're not even necessarily like in a relationship yet, you know, this is your crush, right? But it just feels very balanced when they're with you, and that's giving me the idea it's almost effortless. It's effortless to be with you, to be in your energy in a way that it has not been for this person previously. I think I'm getting a sense this is the first time this person has felt this level of connection, emotional fulfillment, and like excitement about anybody in a long time at least. You know, this is the first time in a long time this person has felt this way, and that's very exciting. Again, it's a very positive reading here. Despite potential blockages or challenges, I think that it's likely this person sees a connection with you as being worth it, and I think that if anything is holding them back, it might be that they're not sure how you feel, and they don't want to ruin what you already have by coming forward if you don't return their feelings. And then we have Shark, which I really like this card. I like the message of this card. There could be definitely, and I was kind of picking that up with the Page of Wands, there could be a message with this card that, you know, if this is this person's feelings about you, first of all, the shark is not a negative message. I want to put that out there. They don't see you as being a shark, but there's a message with this card in this deck that, about taking a calculated risk, about doing something, like taking a risk on something, taking a chance on something, because you won't know what the outcome is until you do it. And the three key words that are associated with this card are power, risk-taking, and motion. And so, like, that would tell me that this person probably waiting for you to come forward, and they're probably relying on you to be the person to make the first move. And if I think it's something that they like about you is that they do believe that you are going to be the person who steps forward, because they see you as like a little bit of a risk taker, like you're willing to take a chance on something, because again, you won't know how it's going to work out until you take that chance. I think they might see you as being like a little bit more assertive than they are, with the power, like stepping into your power kind of energy. They might see you as being like a little bit more empowered. If this is the Judgment card does have to do with the judgment of other people, if that is something that this person is a little bit concerned about, they see you as somebody who is not as concerned about that. They see you as somebody who goes after the things that you want, and you know, if you want this person, I think they might be waiting for you to make that idea known to them. And with, you know, the message of motion, you know, sharks they always swim forward. I think that's a fact and not a myth. But the sharks can't swim backwards. They always move forwards. And they trust their instincts because they don't have good eyesight. So they need to, if they think they see something that is food, they'll go for it. They'll go after it, you know, because they trust their hunting instincts to tell them when to do that. And then they're always moving forward. It's always forward momentum, forward motion. And I think that, again, would just be another confirmation. I think the shark card is here to tell you this person wants you to make the first move, if that resonates for you, because I think they see you as being a little bit braver than they are, a little bit more willing to follow your instincts than they are, and they're just with the Page of Wands energy, they might be waiting for you to do that because they're not 100% sure how you feel, and they don't want to be the one who takes that chance, if that resonates for you. So that's what I'm seeing in this part of the reading, pile one. If you're interested in the extended reading, we will be taking a look at what a potential relationship with this person would be like and getting some channeled messages. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. I hope this has helped to give some insight, some clarity here. And if you did like the video, please give it a like, and please comment down below, let me know whether it resonated for you or not. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. And with that said, thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Page of Pentacles, this is going to be your reading for today about how does your crush really feel about you. And then in the extended reading, we are going to take a look at what a potential relationship with your crush would be like and get some channeled messages. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. He's playing around in the closet. So I'm sorry if there might be some background noise. And with that said, let us get into it. I also want to say once again that you know, I've been feeling fine all day, and now as soon as I hit record, I'm having some throat congestion. You might be able to hear it in my voice. I don't know, but that could be saying that there might be some things that your crush really wants to say to you, but there's some blocked communication here. If that resonates for you, or you might be going through some throat chakra stuff right now. So just to take that however it resonates. There might be I'm sorry, pile 2, my cat knocked over an armchair. Okay, so, alright, so how does pile 2's crush really feel about that? How does, whoa, okay. I am going to lay out all the cards before we begin, but we have the Strength card. How does pile 2's crush really feel about that? Oh, okay, a bunch of them at once, okay. Oh, a lot of major arcana. We have the World, we have Justice, oh, and another major arcana, we have the Hanged Man. So right off the bat we have Leo, Libra, and Pisces energy. If any of those signs resonate for you, if that's your sun, moon, or rising, this might be confirmation for you. Or, I mean, this is just based on how this person perceives you, so that's what I'm hearing there. All right, let's get a couple more. All right. Let's pile 2's crush. Okay. So, for pile 1 we did back of the deck, but since you got 2 extra cards, we're just gonna, oh, very sweet, we have the 2 of Cups. Sorry, I interrupted myself. And the Knight of Cups. Okay. Yeah, this is a very positive message, pile 2. And I do want to point, like, 4 major arcana, there are strong feelings here, and then we have the 2 of Cups and then a Knight of Cups. I do want to say, with the throat chakra energy I was feeling, and I am still feeling it a little bit, but it's starting to clear away, there might be something with the Hanged Man and the Justice of the Hanged Man here. I'm getting the sense that, first of all, if you want confirmation that your feelings are reciprocated with the 2 of Cups and Knight of Cups, I would say almost definitely yes. This person does have romantic feelings for you. But with this energy in the middle, they might be waiting or like waiting for the right time. But I do want to say, with the Knight of Cups being the last card that we have here, that there is a message that when this person feels like it's the right time, they will come towards you, if that is something that is helpful for you to hear. You know, given obviously the current energies and the current circumstances that everybody is in, of course people have free will and they can change their minds, but based on the current energy here, I am getting the sense that your crush is planning to make their intentions known at some point with the Knight of Cups here. Or they might be thinking that you are going to do that. But I am, the way I'm being called to kind of intuitively read this is that I think that that they are planning to come forward, because they have a lot of really strong feelings here. So I want to start with the Strength card, and the thing that came to me right off the bat with that is that they think, obviously, that you're a very strong person. And I think that it's like they see you as like a fighter. And I think that with it, in combination with the World card here, there might be a message that you have gone through some stuff. And your crush might have had an opportunity to witness how you deal with certain obstacles or challenges in your personal life, and I think that they see you as being a very strong person. They see you as being very brave, and there's a message with the Strength card also. It does talk about inner strength. It also talks about not forcing, because it's like how do I express this thought? It's like the lion knows it's a lion. It doesn't need to prove to everybody in the jungle that it's the lion, you know? So it's like you kind of have that energy of like, I know who I am. And, you know, if people are going to come at me, that's a decision that they can make, but I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to throw my weight around. I know that there's like an inner core of strength that this person sees inside you. And, you know, I'm getting a common theme in my life lately has been like integrating the concept that if I know who I am, like really on a fundamental soul level, if I know who I am, then nobody can tell me who I am. So if somebody is going to come up to me and insult me or say like, oh, you're this or that, you're like things people have told me, you're inconsiderate, you're lazy, you're selfish, you're cold, you know, and it's like, none of those things are true. I know that those things aren't true about me, but I when I had low self-esteem, I used to, and I didn't know who I was, I used to let people tell me who I was. And part of that was, coming from low self-esteem. Like when people would say who I was, I would believe them. But with the Strength card, it's kind of like the opposite thing, where it's like, if people were going to say that stuff to me now, you know, I'd be like, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, the part of that would hurt would be that I was being misunderstood, because I know who I am. You know what I mean? Like, and as people can project their stuff onto me all they want, but it's like, I know what is true and what is not true. And when I stand in my truth and when I stand in my power, I am like a quiet pillar of strength. And it's like, there's just that sort of energy that's coming off this card. And it's kind of, the way I'm saying that is that the reason why I'm emphasizing that part of the Strength card is because we also have the Hanged Man here, and the Hanged Man is an energy of divine timing, and so it is more of like a you know, a receptive energy of acceptance, and less of an energy of being forceful or aggressive. And it's like there's an assertiveness to the Strength card. It's not an aggressive sort of energy. So they see you as like having like a quiet inner strength is I guess the way to put that. And I do think though, with the Strength, the World, and then the Justice card, I think that it's likely that that your crush has seen you deal with something in your personal life that might have been painful to deal with. It might have been like an interpersonal thing, but I think they might have seen you kind of stand up for yourself, or just have like this certain level of confidence that you were going to get through whatever it was. And with the World card here, I think that you've like largely kind of closed that cycle. And what's interesting, I'm noticing a bunch of stuff. So obviously this is the Santa Muerte Book of the Dead Tarot. So all of the figures on these cards are skeletons or skulls. But what is interesting is that these two figures, the figure on the World and the figure on the Justice card, are both carrying a scythe, which is something that is associated with, you know, the Grim Reaper. And so there might be, even though the Death card did not come out, there might be a connection to the energy of transformation and rebirth that is connected with the fact the World card can talk about when we close a cycle. We're finished with something, maybe you were walking away from something, maybe you've closed a chapter in your life where you were not standing in your strength, or whatever it was. And I think that for whatever reason, your crush knows that that you have been closing something, ending something, graduating from one cycle of your life to the next. And there was some sort of transformation, transformative energy here that I think that they can admire and appreciate. There might also be a connection. The World card does also talk about travel, because it's like literally the world, you know, the world is your oyster. This person might think that you have the potential to go anywhere and do anything. They might also, and only take this if it resonates, they might also see you as somebody who is very open-minded and or well-traveled. You might have been to a lot of different places and have like a lot of interesting stories, and or you might just be very open to new things, new experiences, new ideas. And if that's the case, then I think that that is something that your crush really likes about you. That is part of how they see you, is you are like a member of the world. If that resonates for you. And then with the Justice card there, it's like in the context of the rest of these, it's like this is giving me the energy that you have been working through some karma. You have been working through some stuff that is like necessary to your soul's growth. It's a part of your spiritual journey in this lifetime, and you've been doing the work. And it might be, I'm getting the sense it's tied to this Strength card. That this person can, like, I think these first four major arcana are kind of telling a story. And then these are like just a confirmation, I think, for you about how this person feels about you. But this is like how this person sees you. Based on maybe something, again, it feels like some significant event or some significant cycle in your life that you are working on closing out, letting go of old things, learning, integrating, working through karma on the Justice card, getting justice for yourself and standing up for yourself and using your voice. You might be going through a throat chakra expansion, and that might have been why I was feeling that congestion at the beginning of the reading. It was like a spirit drawing my attention to that. We do have the blue over here, you know, so like the throat and clear communication, but there might have just been like a need to go through something to get to this part, if that resonates for you. And even if this cycle is not necessarily related to like other people in your life or specific relationships, a specific situation, it could just be like all of this spiritual growth and spiritual work that you are doing. You might, with the Strength card, you might have been working on your solar plexus, on your self-esteem, your will, your determination, if that resonates for you as well. And that would be a spiritual growth that your crush can see, the change that you have been making there. And I think that they really like that. And I mean, there is other messages with the Justice card, just because it's associated with the scales. They might see you as somebody who's very balanced. You might be somebody who, and I would say like the energy of the Strength card and the Hanged Man are also like associated with like a healthy balance between high self-esteem and asserting needs, and then also being open and receptive. So there might be something there, like having faith in the universe to meet you halfway, as long as you do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, if that makes sense. And that might be something that your crush perceives about you, and that again, this is part of how they see you. I think they really like that about you based on these cards here. And you might be somebody who, like you, it might be the case that when you are faced with like an emotional decision or an emotional situation, like if something is highly emotionally charged, you might be somebody who you're like, okay, let's take a step back emotionally and let's weigh the pros and cons here. That might be something that resonates for you. And if it is, then I think that something that this person likes about you is your kind of like practical, rational approach to how to move forward in terms of decisions or other things in your life. Again, if that resonates for you. And I mean, the way I was being intuitively called to read this card was based on you getting justice for yourself, like standing in your strength, closing out a cycle, receiving justice, and like by asserting yourself, and then being in a Hanged Man energy of, you know, I am where I am, and that's okay. There's like a certain energy of surrender to the Hanged Man. And there might, if you've been resonating with what I've been saying so far, there might be, like the basic way to describe these first four cards is, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself, and I trust that everything else will fall into place. I trust that by following my divine path, the universe is going to meet me halfway. If that resonates for you, either that's something that this person knows about you or can pick up on in your energy. And I think that, again, there's something coming through here about they like how strong you are and like your core of inner strength, and at the same time you're coming across as somebody who is open and open-minded. It's like it's a strong energy. It's not necessarily like a stubborn energy, but it's more just like I'm gonna trust that things will happen the way that they're meant to, and at the same time I'm going to stand up for myself when I need to do that, if that resonates. So it's not an aggressive energy, and I think that there's like a gentleness to it, to you and to how this person sees you. They see you as somebody who is gentle and at the same time has a lot of inner strength. So that's how to put that, if that resonates for you. And then the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's like the Two of Cups is such a sweet card. These two cards here, it's like a pretty clear message. You know, first of all, the first four cards here are like, this person really admires you. And the Two of Cups, a very romantic card, talks about partnerships. And if we're also incorporating the Justice card, it's like a fair and equal emotional exchange between the two of you. So if you've been spending a lot of time with this person, it's like what they like about spending time with you is that you both kind of meet each other halfway. It is a partnership. It's not, and it's healthy and balanced. It's not one person being much more needy than the other person, or one person like giving more to the connection than the other person. Like it's fair and balanced. And like the basic message is not a super complicated message that's coming through. It's just like, yes, this person can see themselves being in a happier relationship with you, for sure. And with the Knight of Cups as the last card there, I would take that as confirmation that your crush has an intention to reveal their feelings at some point in the future, even if it's not the right time right now with the Hanged Man card. If that resonates for you, there might be a reason. I mean, we'll get some more information in the Oracle cards, but there might be a reason why this person has not come forward yet. But with the Knight, that's a pretty clear message, and the Knight of Cups in particular, you know, it's like coming towards you with a message about feelings and attraction and a potential new relationship. You know, it's, again, pretty clear message along with the Two of Cups there. Honestly, I'm pretty happy to see that for you, pile 2. And I think that if you wanted to be the one to make the first move here, like, I'm not, at least in the tarot cards, I'm not seeing a reason why, you know, why that would not be a good idea. If that, you know, I mean, again, people have free will, etc., and it is a general reading, but the basic message of these cards is how does your crush feel about you? They probably feel the same way that you do about them. So, and they probably intend to come towards you soon. That's what I'm seeing in the cards. And then I am going to move into the Oracle cards. So we have, the first card that we have here is the light attributes of the servant archetype. And it says, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. And I love that. And so there could be some context for how you know this person that that has to do with, they can see how, like, open-hearted and kind and generous you are. There might be some leonine energy with the Strength card there, usually connected with Leo, that they see you as, I get, like, kind, caring, compassionate, loving and giving, and at the same time, it's not in a self-sacrificing way, or not anymore, if that is something that you have had to learn how to grow out of. But it's like they see you as somebody with a big heart, and that you're always willing to give, like, your time and energy and resources to people who could benefit from that. And that might be something that you also have done with them. You know, that might be part of your connection as it exists right now, is something that they really like about you is how generous you are with your time and attention and energy, and you might be somebody who is emotionally expressive and or like emotionally available in a way that this person is not used to, and again, I just think that they really like that. There could also be a message here. It looks like this person's kind of like carrying a bowl of soup. There might be some, like, you know, some caretaking behaviors that and not in like the unhealthy way, but in you know, in a fair and balanced and equal way. There might be ways in which you have been kind of like, quote unquote, taking care of your crush in some way, and this would be a confirmation that they really appreciate that this has not gone unnoticed. You know, and with the Two of Cups here, it's like this person wants to give back equally to you what you have given to them, if that resonates for you. Okay, and then we have the end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon in Capricorn. And I would definitely see that being related to the World card, like the end of a tough cycle. This would kind of confirm for me, you might be like ending something in your life that has been hard and has been like a test of your strength, and like an opportunity for you to step into your power and get justice for yourself in this situation. And this would be if you need to hear this, this would be confirmation also that you are closing out this cycle. It is going to end. But if this is how your crush sees you, they can see the hard work that you have put into ending a tough cycle in your life, and I think they really like that. There's like a committed energy to this card, and the fact that it's a Capricorn card, it's like commitment, hard work, ambition, and doing something maybe that scares you a little bit, but it's like it's the right thing to do for you, and you know that. And I think again that is something that your crush really admires about you, is your willingness to do something that needs to be done, even if it is outside of your comfort zone, if it's frightening, if it involves having to have tough conversations with other people, whatever it is, they can see you working hard at it, and I think they admire that. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So we have reconciliation or reconciliation. That's very interesting. There might be, for some of you watching, this might be somebody coming back towards you. This might be like a reconciliation. This might be like a previous connection that might not have gotten off the ground, or something like that. If that resonates for you, there might have been something that happened between you and this person that you know, that it like didn't work out the first time around. If that's the case, for some of you watching, this person does want to reconcile with you, and it could be that if that is not resonating for you, and you have never been in a connection or a relationship with this person, then I would take this to mean that there could actually be a couple of ways to read this. This might be a confirmation for you that there's some sort of soul level connection here, and it could be the two of you, your souls reuniting. If you feel like you might have had like a past life connection with this person, then there might have been something that happened in your past lives where you couldn't be together, or one of you really hurt the other person. And if that is the case, if you do resonate with that, then there could be a message with the Justice card here of like, finally in this lifetime, we're going to get it right. If that resonates for you. And then there could be another way to read this where this might be tied to whatever the tough cycle is closing out in your life that you're working hard on. It might have to do with some sort of reconciliation in your life. Like somebody might have hurt you deeply or hurt you badly, and you might have been working on getting to a place of forgiveness, even if you don't end up reconciling with that person. Like I could imagine that there is a way to interpret this card where it's just about like forgiving and letting go, and then being able to close out the cycle and move on to something new, if that resonates for you. It's like, and that's part of having like such a loving and open heart, is being able to let go of the things that we need to let go of, because we know that something that is right for us will come towards us in divine timing, if that resonates for you. So there are a bunch of different interpretations. Just take whichever one resonates for you. Okay, so again, interesting. We have Ghost. And that's interesting. With reconciliation and Ghost, there could, again, be a way to read this that something happened. Something happened here. And this isn't the first time the two of you are considering each other in a romantic light. This could be a situation, there could be a situation where one of you ghosted the other person for whatever reason. And that could be something that is still on this person's mind when they think about you. That might be something that they want to talk to you about and want to kind of work through that and work through feelings about that, if that resonates for you. But if that is the case, I think that they can see the kind of transformation you might have been through, and I think that they might be, if that is the case, they might be thinking differently about you. Or if they were the one who might have ghosted you, there's a message that they regret what they've done and they're planning to come back, if that resonates for you. Otherwise, a way that I could read this is you might have had to cut other relationships out of your life. And you know, that's your business. That's nothing, you know, but this person might have certain thoughts and feelings about that. There might be a fear, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat things that come out in a reading. This person might have a fear that you are going to ghost them or walk away from them, or and it might not even be related to you at all. This might have been something that that your crush has had to deal with in previous connections. Somebody that they felt excited about might have ghosted them, and they might have been really hurt, or walked away from them, and they might have really struggled with that, even if they don't think that you're the type of person who would do that, that might just be a fear that's popping up for them because they're developing feelings, if that resonates for you. And there, again, if you are resonating with what I was saying about a potential past life connection, there might be a connection there with Ghost, in terms of like something that happened in the past life, if that resonates for you. There could also be there's a lot of different interpretations coming to me, pile two. So there could also be just a way, this could also be confirmation that, that this connection is being divinely guided. You might have ancestors or spirit guides that are with you, like in the spiritual realm. People might be people that you, like family members or people that you have known in this lifetime who have passed away. This would be confirmation that they are with you and they are guiding you, this, you know, that could just be an additional confirmation for you, and or your crush might have spirit guides who are guiding them towards you. And then there could be also another way to read this where you might be a little bit of a mystery to this person, and they might be intrigued by that, if that resonates for you. So, like, take whatever interpretations resonate or don't resonate. As always with any tarot reading, you can always take what you need and leave the rest. But that's kind of, there's lots of different ways to interpret this. If you think of an interpretation that fits your situation better, then I would, again, just claim whatever works for you in this reading. And with that said, I'm going to move on to the final card here. Ooh. All right, we have Coral. And I'm going to try to remember what keywords are associated with this. I think it is, there's like, I think it's like some strength, motivation, and potency, or something to that effect. But the basic message of this card is, because the coral in the ocean, it's in water, it's submerged in water, and so it kind of gets like moved around by the ocean currents and in the water, but it doesn't get uprooted because it's so deeply rooted in the ground. So it's like things are happening around the coral, and it is solid and steady where it is. And so I would definitely tie this in with the strength card here, of like being a solid and steady and reliable presence. That might be something that your crush is not used to. Again, if they've used to have people in their life who have ghosted them, they might be worried that you're going to ghost them, but it's not like because of you. They see you as somebody who's very steady, and it's like if you've been going through like an emotionally difficult, at the end of a tough cycle, an emotionally difficult period of time in your life, they can see that you are withstanding something that I think they're like maybe in awe of how you have handled this situation, and you have like such a core of inner strength. You're so deeply rooted into that ocean floor, that anything could happen around you, and it's like you would be okay. And that's kind of the energy that I think that's how your crush sees you, as like such a core of inner strength, despite whatever emotional stuff is happening around you. And it could be that you also give really good advice. There's a certain level of just diplomacy that is associated with this card, of like, and I would also associate that with justice. And there might be, you might have like, a Libra sun, moon, or rising, because there's like a level of diplomacy that I would also relate to this card, because it's like, again, whatever emotional situation arises, it's like, okay, let's take a pause. Let's take a pause here, and let's kind of figure out the best way forward for everybody involved. And I think that is something that your crush sees about you, regardless of whether, like, how much this is resonating for you. This is how your crush sees you, and I think that's something that they really like about you. Is like your willingness to work with people, your willingness to work through things, to process things, to get to a fair and equal outcome, even if part of that is needing to recognize that there are certain people who are not participating in the diplomatic process, who are not arguing with you in good faith, who are never going to change their behavior or their worldview, and saying sometimes we have to walk away from those people because that is the best possible outcome. And at the same time, remaining committed to being open-minded and open-hearted and emotionally available. If that resonates for you, that's what I'm seeing in the cards in terms of how does your crush feel about you, and it's a beautiful message. And I with the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups here, as soon as I saw those, I was like, oh, this is good news for pile 2. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. If you are interested in the extended reading, we will be getting into what a potential relationship with this person might be like and getting some channeled messages from them. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. And with that said, if you did like the video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And thank you again very much for watching pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Page of Swords, then this is going to be your reading for today about how your crush feels about you. And then in the extended reading, we are going to be taking a look at what a potential relationship might be like between you and your crush. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. And with that said, let us get right into it. Alright, how does Pile 3's crush feel about that? Oh, okay. Alright, we have the Five of Cups. How does Pile 3's crush feel about that? Okay. We have the King of Cups. So right away we have lots of feelings. Alright, how does Pile 3's crush feel about that? Oop, okay, let's see. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, more Cups energy, the Magician, the World, lots of big energies here, okay, and I think I'm feeling compelled to take one more card, so how does Pile 3's crush? Okay. Okay, flew right out. Okay. Alright. So. Wow, okay. We have the Devil. And again, there's lots of big energy here. We have 3 Cups cards and then 3 Major Arcana. So. It's interesting that we're starting with the Five of Cups. It's an interesting energy here. I do want to say with both the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups coming after it, the fact that this is the first card that we have here, I think if we're asking the question, does your crush have feelings for you, or do they see potential in a relationship with you? I would say yes, with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, but there's something going on with the Five of Cups here that's maybe making things a little bit complicated. And this, when it's coming up in terms of how does this person feel about you, that's what's coming through. It's like a mixed feelings, because the Five of Cups, it can be like a kind of a bittersweet energy of, you know, in the typical Rider-Waite tarot, it has 3 cups that have fallen over and 2 cups that are still upright, and there's kind of a message of it's okay to feel sad about the things that we have lost, and at the same time it's important to realize that we have not lost everything. So there's kind of maybe a mixed feelings situation going on, again, that's interesting as the first card to come out in terms of how does your crush feel about you. It might be they kind of have some mixed feelings, and it could have been that this person might have just gotten out of another relationship, or they might be dealing with, again, like some sort of a complication when it comes to their feelings about you. And it could be that, and this was coming out in a different pile as well, maybe a bit of a sense that if they wanted to pursue something with you, they might have to give something up. I don't 100% know if that's going to be accurate for everybody. I'm just really getting more of a sense of there's mixed feelings here, and it's almost like maybe your crush doesn't really know how they feel, and it could be, it's like, I mean, the imagery on this card is somebody like submerged in water, and then there's like a maze. There's going through a maze in their mind, and that's kind of where I'm getting this confused sort of energy of like I'm trying to figure out how I feel here. I feel a little bit sad, and at the same time I can recognize that there's potential, or there's something positive here as well. So there could also be a message that either you or they are going through a tough time. There might have been like a recent loss. Maybe a relationship just ended, or there could have been like a loss in the family, or some other emotional event that occurred that is maybe just like clouding this person's feelings, and it could be that they're recognizing that you've been going through something like this, Or it could be that they're currently going through something, and it's like with the king and the ace here, I do think that they feel positively about you, and I think they are starting to develop feelings. But it's just being a little bit clouded or complicated by something else that is going on in this person's life. And this could even be, again, there just might be like a, I don't want to call it a third-party situation, because if this is your crush, then you're not necessarily like in a relationship yet, you know. But there could be that there might be multiple potential connections in this person's life, to put it that way. And they might just not be sure with this maze in their mind. They might not be sure which way to go. So again, this is giving me confused or messy, clouded, bittersweet emotion vibes, with the Five of Cups being the first thing to come out there. But again, the positive message here is, even though this person is maybe a little bit confused about their feelings or feeling a lot of things at once, with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, this is a positive message. The King of Cups, I would say that is kind of how they see your energy. And you know, the king, like regardless of gender, a King of Cups is somebody who is very reliable, emotionally available, and very emotionally mature. The King of Cups is a great person to be in a relationship with. You know, this is somebody that you can trust with your heart. They're never going to let you down. Yes, yeah, they're never going to give you up, I know. But it's like, it is that sort of just compassionate, empathetic, steady, reliable, somebody who gives great advice, somebody who gives great hugs, if that resonates for you. Just like you come across as somebody who would really show up. If this person was going to pursue a relationship with you, you would be somebody who would be a fantastic counterpart. And they can see that about you. And it could be that you have a very open heart. You know, there's the figure on this card has literally a heart on their chest. I think it's supposed to be like a necklace, but it's like their heart is open. It's right there, you know, and you can see it. So they see you as being open-hearted, and at the same time, because it's the King of Cups, there's a level of emotional maturity there that speaks to somebody who has healthy boundaries, and that might be something that you have been working on or have needed to work on. But it's like you are somebody who has the authority of a king, while at the same time being very connected to your emotional side and your emotional body. So it's, again, there's a very positive thing they see you in a very positive light, you know, and as somebody who would be a great person to be in a relationship with. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which is this card, this is it's kind of like adjacent to a relationship reading, but I'm being compelled to read this the way that I would in a relationship reading, which is that it's about falling in love. It's like the initial butterflies feeling of like, oh, I really enjoy being around this person. Oh, I'm starting to develop feelings for this person, and that's what's coming through. And with the Ace, it's like there's potential that talks about a potential new opportunity. And so with these three cards coming out like this, I am being compelled to kind of read this separately and then get into the major arcana. But it's like, even though this person might be going through maybe a complicated time, or they might just be getting out of a relationship, or they might be going through some tough stuff in their personal life, they do see you as an ideal partner, and they're starting to develop feelings for you. That's what's coming through. And with the dragonfly on this card, dragonfly is a very spiritual creature. It can talk about like a spiritual transformation, and it can also talk about be a connection to following the guidance of spirit. So there might be a message here that your spirit guides or their spirit guides are working behind the scenes to try and bring the two of you together, or that if this person is developing feelings, I think their intuition is telling them that it would be the right thing to do, to pursue something with you, even though they might have some conflicted feelings or just be going through some stuff. So it's generally a positive message here. And then we have all of this powerful energy here. And, you know, how does this person feel about you? And when I say we've had some similar cards come out for other piles, so if you did feel drawn to another pile, or pile 1 or 2, there might be messages for you in one of those piles. But with the Magician card, and there's a 1 and a 1, right? And then there's like the 5 associated with change, the World associated with closing out a cycle, and then we do have the Devil here. And so I'll talk about that last, but we have like 1 energy here, which again, it's like new beginnings, possibility, divine inspiration, and like stepping into your power. And the Magician, definitely a very powerful figure. And so I think the fact that we have both a king here representing your energy and the Magician, I think that there's a message here that you have a very developed divine masculine. And again, that's totally separate from from your gender or your gender identity. All that means is they see you as somebody who you are in the driver's seat in your own life. You've kind of taken the lead in directing the flow of your life, you know, and that is something that is you are doing in alignment with your divine path. But it's like, this is the energy of like, I can manifest anything. I can do anything. I have unlocked the power to create any kind of life that I want for myself. And this is how your crush sees you, as somebody who is a very powerful manifester. And whether they would say it that way or not, you know, I don't know whether this person is into spirituality or not, but it's like they can see you creating the life that you want for yourself. They can see you going after the things that you want. And if you are very spiritual and you do cultivate a spiritual practice, I think they can see you maybe if you do certain rituals or you have certain things, maybe you work with crystals or something like that, that they can see you doing. I think that they find that to be intriguing and maybe even a little bit mysterious, but I definitely think they're kind of interested in that, and they might find that even to be like a little bit fascinating. And it could be that if your crush doesn't have a lot of other people in their life who are highly spiritual, then it could be that you are like the only person that this person knows who's like doing all these amazing things for yourself, like based in your spirituality and following your divine path, and they're kind of amazed by it. That's kind of what's coming through. It's like wow, like pile 3 can do anything. That's amazing, you know. And it could also be we have this powerful stepping into your power energy of the Magician. And then we have the World. And so the World usually talks about closing out a chapter, or closing out a cycle, graduating from something. You might have just recently graduated, or like be kind of on the verge of it. Or this could be talking about closing out a cycle or a pattern in your personal life, or you're like doing spiritual work so that you can kind of like spiritually up level and leave this past cycle behind. And it's a positive message, and it's with the Magician and the World together. It's like you've created this change for yourself. You have manifested the closing of a cycle, and that can include something like literally graduating from a program or a school or something, or it can talk about like, you know, getting a promotion or getting a new job, or there's just some change occurring that you have earned through your hard work and through, again, stepping into your power to affect positive change in your own life. And I think that is coming through as something that your crush really admires about you. And with the King and the Magician, it's like there's kind of like a take charge, assertive, responsible. I think I started talking about the divine masculine and then I got distracted. But yeah, that's basically what the divine masculine is representing. It's an energy of somebody, again, regardless of gender, who is responsible, somebody who has a plan, somebody who is assertive and has healthy boundaries and sticks up for themselves and advocates for their own needs. And again, is like somebody who takes care of their responsibilities in like a healthy and balanced way. So that's what I mean when I say you have like a developed divine masculine energy, and that's a positive thing. It is that energy that is creating this energy of the World. And with the message of the Magician and the World can also be associated like literally with traveling or like expansion, seeing the world. and maybe broadening your horizons. There might be a message here with the Magician and the World together that your crush thinks you have such amazing potential. It's like you can, and this, I think I did say this, they think you can do anything. Like, you could do anything you set your mind to, anything you set your intention towards. Like, the world is at your fingertips. You can do anything. You could go anywhere, you know, and this is how they perceive you, regardless of whether you also believe those things about yourself. This is how your crush sees you, and I think that they are kind of amazed by that, because it could also be, as I said, like, you might be one of the only people in this person's life who is in that energy. You know, and they're just kind of blown away by that. And I'm getting the sense they might have like literally seen you manifest something, or seen you really working hard to end a cycle in your life, and being successful at that. And I think that is something that they really admire about you. And then I do need to address the devil in the room, put it that way. And the devil, like particularly in this deck, looks really scary. But the devil, it doesn't necessarily have a negative message, because at its core, the devil is really just talking about like attachments, commitments, and indulgence. And that can be positive or negative depending on basically like the context of the reading and you know, the subject that we're talking about. And in this context, and especially with these two cards here, there might be a message that your crush has seen you step into your power, maybe make some important changes, or do manifestation work, or really embrace your spirituality, embracing your power to affect changes in your life. They've seen you close out a cycle where there might have been maybe unhealthy attachments or overindulgence in some way. If that resonates for you, to get to a place of, okay, it's just what's coming through is like you are in the driver's seat when it comes to your life. You know, you get to choose what you want to do and where you want to go and who you want to be, you know, and that might have required you to do work to kind of use this scythe on the World card and cut any unhealthy attachments in your life that might have been holding you back. And this can even represent like the voices in our own head, the voice of our inner critic telling us that we can't do something or we don't deserve it, or you know, the devil lies. Right? And it can come through as the voice of our inner critic. And if this is something that resonates for you, it won't resonate for everybody, but for somebody watching, this might be relevant. It can also, the way that, you know, for me personally, as somebody who is in recovery, the devil shows up as the voice of my addiction, you know, and the voice of my addiction lies to me. And so it's, you know, it's kind of coming through as that. And it's like, you might have worked really hard to close out a cycle where you're just not listening to this voice anymore. And that is ultimately a very beautiful, positive message. There could also be a way to read this. The devil can talk about unhealthy attachments. It can talk about feeling trapped in a relationship with a toxic person, and it can talk about like an unhealthy business arrangement, or again like feeling trapped or stuck with a situation that is not healthy for us or is not benefiting for us. And it can also talk about overindulgence and addiction. On the other side, we have a very positive message about healthy attachments and healthy commitments, and like you know, like it can even talk about it. To be honest, you have the King of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups of developing new feelings and seeing potential here. Devil can talk about marriage because it's about all kinds of contracts, including marriage contracts. So there might be a message here that your crush sees you as marriage material. Only take that if it resonates, because I'm not sure really the context of the relationship here, but they do see a lot of potential and they're starting to develop feelings, and this could be something that's on their mind. So I want to throw that out there. And I mean, it could also be that it's just talking about commitment as like, that might be something that is on this person's mind. And, or if we have the devil here as the kind of the Five of Cups, and the devil here is like bookends to this spread, if there is something here that's causing emotional confusion for your crush, or like a bittersweet energy, maybe there is something that they have to leave behind if they want to pursue something with you. Maybe there is, maybe they just got out of a relationship, maybe they've just had like a personal loss in their family. The devil might be talking about some previous attachment or previously existing situation that might be kind of on the outskirts of this person's mind. It's like, I'm getting, this is how your crush feels about you. These are like contextual, context clues as to maybe where this person's energy or their focus is currently at. You know, because I think that the devil is like, it's a contextual thing. It's not necessarily tied to how this person feels about you. They don't see you as the devil or someone who, you know, would represent the negative aspects of the devil card. I think it's, again, it's just providing additional context to maybe things that are currently going on for this person, or maybe clouding their feelings a little bit or complicating the situation, because the devil is great at complicating things, and especially things that could be simple. It's like the devil sometimes steps in and says like, oh no, don't forget about this, don't forget about that, and again, it's kind of like that voice in your head that is kind of casting doubt on a situation where there doesn't need to be any doubt. You know, so there could be a message there. There could also be a message, is again, with this Five of Cups, even though this person has generally positive feelings about you and sees you in a very positive light, they might have somebody in their life who's kind of whispering in their ear. You know, the devil here is like, they're like a puppet master. They have these marionettes on strings, you know, and again, so that could represent, they might have somebody in their life who's giving them maybe some false information about you or trying to manipulate them in some way, and that could be causing confusion or clouding their feelings. If that resonates, I don't want to throw out a warning like that, you know, because I don't know what the situation is, but that could be a potential thing to look out for. I don't know if that resonates for you. You might even be aware that this is happening, but if you are, this would just be a confirmation of that. But if that doesn't resonate for you, it might not be a message for you. It might just be one of the other interpretations that I gave might resonate more. So with that said, I am going to move into the Oracle cards. And okay. All right, the first card we have here is the Addict card. It is the light attributes of the addict. It says, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. The devil tied to addiction. It's like, it can talk about like healthy indulgence in the sense that it's okay to enjoy life's pleasures. It can also talk about addiction. And this can even be like, if addiction for you is not tied to literally substance abuse, there are many other ways to engage in addictive behavior that have nothing to do with substances. So it can talk about any kind of like unhealthy pattern of behavior that we know is harmful to us, and we feel the compulsive need to engage in that behavior, either because it gives us like a little bit of a dopamine hit, or it's familiar, or it's like continuing a pattern of behavior that is actively destructive. It's like, what's the definition for addiction? I think it's something along the terms of continuing to engage in a behavior despite repeated negative consequences. I think that's one of the commonly accepted definitions of addictive behavior. And again, it doesn't really have anything to do with the substance, you know, and if we're going to get technical about it, yes, you can be physically addicted to a substance, and that can be one definition of addiction. It's just when your body needs a substance in order to stave off withdrawal. Yes, that's one technical definition of addiction. But when we're talking about addictive behavior, it can be literally anything that gives you a bit of a dopamine hit can become addictive. And that can include gambling, shopping, the internet, scrolling TikTok. It's like, it could be anything, you know, if it's something that you're doing that you know is not healthy, and yet it feels like you cannot stop doing it. So I don't know how or if you identify with any of that, but how does this person feel about you? It could be that you are in recovery from some sort of addictive behavior, or you might still be indulging in it, and that might be something that comes through in terms of this person, how they see you. And if that's not resonating for you, then there might be a message that like this, it's kind of an odd message to give in terms of like it's almost like this person might feel like they are addicted to your energy, or addicted to being around you, or like you have an addictive presence. And that could be the reason why we have the Devil card here. It's like this person already, even though nothing has really happened yet, you're still kind of in the beginning stages. It's like this is your crush, you know, but they already feel attached to you. And like they can't get enough of your energy or being around you. And that could be a way to read this. If you don't identify as somebody who engages in addictive behavior or is in recovery from something, then that could definitely be a way to read this card. And the fact that both of these cards are the red color that is associated with the root chakra, could also be that you make this person feel really safe and secure and maybe balanced as well. And that could be one of the reasons why they feel like they're kind of addicted to being around you, if that resonates for you. And there could be an additional interpretation that is connected with the substance abuse message. Could have been you might have confronted this person or had a conversation with them about their own addictive behaviors. Because it says it helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. That might be literally something that you are helping this person with, or that you have had a conversation with them about, like literally helping them recognize and confront their own addictive behavior, if that resonates for you. And I do want to say that this King of Cups is drinking. I think they're drinking water, but you know, and when this card comes out reversed, it can talk about substance abuse. So I wanted to give kind of multiple interpretations here. And with that said, let's get the next card, which says, meditate and contemplate with the new moon in Pisces. So I would take this first as a confirmation that you might be closing out a cycle in your life. It's the end of something with the world, the beginning of something with the new moon. If that resonates for you, if you want confirmation from your spirit guides or from the universe, then there might be an additional message here for you. Yes, you are closing out something and starting something new. With meditate and contemplate, and tied into the energy of the magician, your crush might know that you have a spiritual practice. You might meditate a lot or talk to them about meditation. And this can also represent, because of this Five of Cups here, and this being a Cups card and this being Pisces, and these fish, the way I'm being called to see this is they're kind of like swimming around in circles. This might represent this person's kind of thoughts going around in circles, and they might be overthinking this situation with meditate and contemplate. Like there's something here that's just, their thoughts are just keep going around in circles about it. And they might not have communicated that with you yet. They might decide to do that, or they might not. But that could be just a confirmation that they're not quite sure how to feel here. And with the two fish here, it could be that they kind of recognize they have like two pathways forward, and they're not sure which way they want to go. And then another way to read this is that the two fish are swimming in harmony, and it could be that they recognize, with this King of Cups energy here, they recognize you would be a great person to be in a relationship with, in like a fair and equal balanced relationship, and that I think is probably something that they do want, and they're meditating and contemplating that, like they're thinking about that. That's something that is on their mind, and it would be a new cycle, it would be a new thing for them. There's like the Ace of Cups, new relationship vibes there, and then this could also be, I didn't talk about the zodiac signs here yet, but you know, you or they could be a Pisces, or the Devil associated with Capricorn. I forget the planetary associations for these cards, but I think the Magician is associated with Aries, and then we have all this water energy, which could include Pisces or Scorpio or Cancer. So those might be your signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or their signs. It might just be some additional confirmations there for you, so just take that however it resonates. Okay, and then we have healing. And that would resonate for me, the part of the message of the Five of Cups, of needing to mourn something, needing to release something, needing to heal from something. It could be that you know, again, I'm not super sure whether this Five of Cups is referring to your energy, their energy, or a mix of both. It might be both of you in different contexts, but there's some healing going on here, and it could be related to work that you have been doing, in which case they're just recognizing you have been going through a healing cycle, if that resonates for you. And this can also refer to they are doing healing work, and they find being in your presence and being with you to be very healing for them. And I could 100% associate that with the King of Cups here, of being around somebody whose energy is very healing, and you're coming through as somebody who's very compassionate, and you would be happy to have those conversations with this person. And it could be that if this resonates with it, this Cups energy here, and then the green candle here that I would associate with the heart chakra, you might, again, be one of the few people in this person's life who they feel safe opening themselves up to, and being emotionally vulnerable around. If that resonates for you, it's like you kind of might be helping this person kind of heal their heart chakra a little bit. Again, if that resonates for you, and I think that is something that they really like about you. So again, there's different ways to read this where, and any and all of these can apply to you, where they recognize that you have been healing yourself, and they also find being around you to be healing for them as well. Okay, and then we have cleanse. So that's more watery energy there. This could be a confirmation of what I was saying about, and there's the blue here and the blue there. So it's like there's healing and releasing that might have to do with a conversation of like there's a heart chakra and then there's the throat. So it's like speaking about your feelings, talking about your feelings, and clearing out anything that is no longer serving you. And it might be related to some sort of addictive behavior or behavior pattern that like one or the both of you might have been going through. You might have had conversations related to this if that resonates for you. And what I'm kind of noticing here is that this person is like holding back a wall of water. So again, that's a more water energy here. It's like trying to stuff your feelings down, and then realizing that, oh, I kind of have to let this wave pass over me in order to for the tide to go out, and it'll wash away and then cleanse all of that energy away. If that resonates for you, but again, there's like lots of watery energy here. So, you know, one or the both of you might be water signs, or this could just be saying there's lots of like heavy feelings here, and that might be why there's this kind of bittersweet energy with the Five of Cups of like, if you have supported this person through a tough time in their life, they really appreciate that, and it's like you're kind of giving them an opportunity to clear out old energy and bring in something new and exciting, and like a new era where it's safe to open up your heart, and that's a beautiful thing. And then the other thing I wanted to say is with all this water here, there might be like a literal connection to water, in the sense that, and only take this if it resonates, but you might have gone swimming together or had some experiences in or around water together, and that might be something that your crush thinks about a lot, or was like particularly meaningful for them. And again, just take that however it resonates, because that might not be for everybody. And something that just I also noticed is that it is raining on this Ace of Cups card, and it's so kind of reminding me of the cleansing power of water. Of, it's like I'm letting this water clear away the old and fill my cup with something new. And then, again, a beautiful message there. Okay, and then we have the flamingo, which I believe flamingos live in and around water. So again, that might resonate for somebody. About flamingos, the keywords for this card are balance, centered, and socialize. So there is a message about, and I think I did mention that somewhere around here, and it could have been related to this Pisces energy of like a balanced partnership, or being in like a balanced energy. That is something that they can perceive about you, and it could be because you've done healing work. It could be because you do meditate. They see you as somebody who's very powerful in terms of your spirituality, and that might be coming through as, and with this root chakra stuff, as somebody who's very grounded and centered, and similar messages have come up in different piles. So if you did feel drawn to a different pile, there might be a message there for you. But it's almost like you could weather this emotional storm, and your kind might be helping your crush go through the same thing. And so they see you as somebody who is very balanced, centered, calm, despite whatever life might throw your way, because you know you have the emotional fortitude to get through whatever it is. You've done that emotional work and that emotional healing. And that's a beautiful energy. And then the other part of the flamingo card is about socialization, you know. And so this could be saying that, this could be tied to the idea that this person finds your energy to be addictive to be around. And it could be that they see you as like a highly social person. You might have a very big friends group, or it could be that, you know, that maybe you have spent the majority of your time with your crush. It has been like maybe in a group setting. That might be how you met them, in a social setting. Again, it might be introduced through friends or something like that, if that resonates for you. The other way to read that could be that, again, it could just be tied to your energy. Like both of these interpretations might apply to you, but if the socializing aspect of it doesn't feel like it resonates for you, then the other way to interpret the social message of the flamingo, again, could just be tied to how much your crush enjoys being around your energy, and it's almost like you make them want to socialize. You know, you make them want to come out of their shell and really express themselves when they're around you. And I'm just getting this because you're a safe person for you're kind of maybe this person's safe space, safe place, and they really appreciate that about you. And I think that if we're going to kind of take this reading in context as a whole, this is ultimately a positive message, despite whatever this Five of Cups might be talking about, or the Devil here. It is overall a positive message of like, how does your crush feel about you? They think you're amazing. They're starting to develop feelings for you. They think you'd be a great person to be in a relationship with. They see you as being healthy and balanced, and they really love being around your energy. And I think they see potential for a relationship with you. And with that said, I am going to leave this part of the reading here, pile 3, and if you're interested in the extended reading, we will be taking a look at what a potential relationship with your crush might be like, and then getting some channeled messages from them. So if you would like to watch that, the link will be in the description. And with that said, thank you very much for watching pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Page of Cups, this is going to be your reading for today. About your crush's true feelings about you. And if you're interested in the extended reading, we will also be taking a look at what a potential relationship would be like between you and your crush, and then getting some channeled messages from them. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. And with that said, let us get into it. I do want to say I'm having some sudden throat congestion. So I think that did also happen for pile 3, but I just wanted to mention it in case there's a message there that one or the both of you has things that you want to say to the other that you're kind of holding back on. There's a little bit of like throat chakra blockage here that, you know, again, I wasn't feeling it this morning until literally I hit record and suddenly my throat is very congested. So I did want to mention that. And just right off the bat, if you did feel drawn to pile 3, there might be messages there for you. So I wanted to say that before we get into it. Just pile 4's crush. Okay, before I could even get the question out, that again might confirm that that this person might have a lot that they want to say to you that they have not said. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. That all came out together. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then the next 3 cards came out together. So we have the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. All right, so right off the bat, we have lots of Pentacles energy. So one or the other of you might be an earth sign. We also have Swords, which is associated with air, and we have a Wands card, which is associated with fire. So just take that however it resonates. And there are some interesting messages here. And this is a bit more of it's a more complex message than some of the other piles that were pretty straightforward. First, right off the bat, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And this is a card that is associated with commitment, hard work, showing up every day, learning new skills, and like really working on yourself or your job, if that resonates. So right off the bat, that might be a clue as to, you know, I don't know how you know your crush, but they might have an impression of you as being a very hard worker, being very committed. You might be working on a project together. You might know them from work or from school, or from, you know, some situation where they have been able to see your work ethic. And if that's the case, I think they really admire how hard you work, and that could even be talking about doing spiritual work and working on like spiritual ascension, however that applies to you. If you've been working hard on your spiritual journey, doing shadow work, whatever that means for you, there is an immediate message, with the Eight of Pentacles being the first thing to come out, that your crush does see you as somebody who is very committed, dedicated, and a hard worker. You might even have perfectionistic tendencies if that resonates for you. But I think that is just a simple message that is coming through there. And I also think it's important that these three cards came out together, and then these three cards came out together. So I think there is a kind of a joint narrative. But I do want to talk about these three cards first. So we have the message of hard work with the Eight of Pentacles, working towards a goal. Then we have the Six of Wands, which talks about victory, success, recognition. And it could be, you know, you've worked hard to achieve a certain level of victory, success, recognition. And again, that would kind of resonate for me if you do know your crush from work or school, or some situation where they have been able to see you working hard towards a goal and achieving certain milestones, achieving certain, your hard work is paying off in some way, and other people are also recognizing how hard you've been working on something. And it's like, I think that there's a message here that you deserve the recognition that you are receiving. So that's a positive message in terms of how your crush sees you. You're working hard on your goals and it's paying off, and there's like a victory and success here. And this can also, the Six of Wands can also talk about if you have like maybe a mutual friends group, or if your crush has a way of seeing you interact with other people who might be your friends. They can see that you have a lot of people who support you in terms of like maybe emotional support or supporting the work that you're doing, and this could even be, if that's not resonating for you, it could also be saying that their higher self is recognizing that you have a spiritual team of spirit guides around you, your spiritual team, quote unquote, who are like cheering you on and and celebrating your spiritual victories with you, if that resonates for you. And then what's interesting is the next card we have is the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords can talk about fear, and it can talk about specifically when fear holds us back from moving forward. It can talk about when, because the image on the card is, in a lot of decks, it's somebody who appears to be trapped but is not actually really trapped. So it's almost like being kind of stuck in a spiral of your own thoughts. That's usually, it's like when fear keeps us from moving forward in some way. So it's like the impression of a cage, but it's not an actual cage that's really there in reality. In reality, it's our fear of the outcome that is keeping us in place. And it's like our perception that is, and that can even be talking about things like if this resonates for you, of anxiety and like catastrophizing, in terms of, it's not just like, well, what if the worst possible things happens? It's like if any obstacle comes up, and then immediately saying, oh my God, the worst possible thing is going to happen. As opposed to saying, okay, this is a minor setback, let's work through it. Let's kind of see what we can do here. And I'm saying that's interesting because with the Eight of Pentacles and Six of Wands, it's like that's kind of maybe a joint message of like you're not letting your fear hold you back. You're showing up every day and putting the work in, but that there is something here, some blockage here, and it I did say that these three cards came out together and these three cards came out together, and I'm being drawn to the fact that we have kind of like a sandwich of 8 here. It's kind of drawing me towards the 8th house, which is associated with Scorpio. And it's associated with like things that are happening behind the scenes. It's like it can talk about things like money. Eight of Pentacles associated with money and doing things that earn money over time, working hard on something, etc. And the 8th house is also associated with relationship dynamics and like sex and like things that might be considered to be taboo or that people don't usually talk about, and that can include even like our fears and our self-limiting beliefs and things that make us feel vulnerable or make us feel trapped in a specific pattern. So you might be somebody who has a lot of 8th house placements. Just take that however it resonates, or has like some scorpionic energy to you. Might have a lot of Scorpio placements. Again, just take that however it resonates. I'm just being drawn to the energy of the 8 and this connection with the 8 of Swords here of like, again, like things that we don't necessarily talk about. And it could be, there could be a message here that you have had conversations with this person about your fears, if that resonates for you, or it could be their feelings. And I'm saying that because, and I started to say it and then I got distracted, but, initially I was like, there's 3 and 3, and so I'm going to read it like that, even though I think there's a narrative here. I'm being really drawn to these 2 cards together. Like these 2 cards, these 2 cards, these 2 cards. And even though it was kind of like blurted out, that might be this person's communication style, to be honest. It's just like holding something back and then it just like kind of all comes out at once, or like in short bursts, if that resonates. But I think there's actually a message of like 2 and 2 and 2. And so the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. There might be a fear that is holding this person back, and I was feeling some throat chakra blockage. There's like a fear that's holding this person back that's related to this 5 of Pentacles card. And the way the reason why I'm feeling called to kind of join these 2 together is what Spirit is showing me is somebody like holding swords. They're like aimed at this person who's walking over these skulls, and Spirit's showing me like a bed of coals, like you being raked over the coals or having to walk over a bed of hot coals. There's like, it's like running a gauntlet even, like it's a challenging situation where there's pressure to do things a certain way and there's a fear of failure, and that's an intuitive kind of message that's coming through. The typical reading of the 5 of Pentacles is usually about feeling like actually the thing that just came into my head was FOMO, fear of missing out, but it can be related to that. It can also be related to feelings of rejection, abandonment, being left out in the cold. There's usually in most tarot decks there's an image of somebody or multiple people outside of a building, which I think it's supposed to be a church, but it's like you're on the outside in the cold. And because it's 5, which is a number associated with change, and it's Pentacles, which is associated with security and monetary, like financial security in particular. And if there's a change in the foundation of your security, that can make you feel insecure, to put it that way. It's like it's something is shifting, and walking over like a bunch of skulls like that's not a stable foundation. I can imagine this person would like be in danger of tripping and turning their ankle, and like it's not a stable place to be. And there's fear here. There's fear of lack. There's fear of rejection. There's fear of abandonment. And that might be something that is true for your crush. They might have an abandonment wound. They might have had experiences with other people where even though they felt positively about that person or that connection, it didn't work out. This might be have been like a really traumatic experience, and it created fear and insecurity for your crush that I might be being projected into their thoughts and feelings about you, even though you might not be giving this person any indication that you would be somebody who would reject them or abandon them or whatever. But that's why it's coming through as something like maybe like a blockage there, or if we're tying it to the throat chakra blockage, it's like, I feel really positive about pile 4, but I don't want to come towards them because they're going to reject me, or because it's going to hurt really badly, and really I don't want to feel any more insecure than I already do. You know, it's like this is an unstable foundation, and so there might be a message that your crush might have some of those fears, and there might be a need to kind of work on self-esteem with this person, if that resonates for you. There's another way to read this, and you know, I'm not 100% sure with the other energies that we have here, whether this interpretation also applies to you and how they see you. Because it could be that, you know, on the one hand, this could be related to your career or your schoolwork or your spiritual development, etc., of like the Eight of Pentacles, Six of Wands, right? This could be talking about personal life and interpersonal relationships, and then this could be talking about something else. So, you know, it could be like different aspects of you that that your crush, like this is how they feel about you based on different aspects of what they've seen about you. They might recognize that you have an abandonment wound or a fear of abandonment, if that resonates for you. So just take whatever interpretation is resonating the most with you. As with any tarot reading, you can always just take it however it applies to you. But there's definitely a message of fear and insecurity in the middle here. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. And the way I'm being called to read this is, okay, first of all, I have lots of stuff coming through. First of all, the Nine of Pentacles might be a recognition that if we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Six of Wands here, you might be generating money. You might be generating an income for yourself. And the Nine of Pentacles can talk about, you know, financial independence. And, you know, and if you are working hard on a business venture or a project, creative project, spiritual business, whatever it is, you might be earning money and gaining financial abundance. And if that's the case, or at least if that's your crush's perception of what's happening, I think that they admire that about you, because it takes a certain level of commitment, and the Nine of Pentacles, very committed energy, to make something work for yourself. And especially if that is like some sort of self-employed thing or a creative business or whatever it is that you're working at, even if it's just showing up and working really hard at your job and being recognized and maybe getting promotions, etc., or just some like a special recognition, and then you know, receiving the financial rewards that you deserve for your hard work, however that applies to you. I think that could be one of the potential messages here with the Nine of Pentacles. And then there's also what's coming through to me with the Nine of Pentacles is like a sense of independence, like a certain level of, I enjoy being around other people, but I don't need to rely on anybody. I'm okay, I'm perfectly happy in my pentacle garden, tending to my pentacle crop, and you know, unless like I'm getting the sense that the figure on this card is very happy, like they're just kind of like vibing, you know, and I think that might be something that is an energy that you have given off to your crush, whether you would say that is true about yourself or not, as part of how they perceive you as somebody who's very like strong. It's a strong, independent energy. So that was like another potential interpretation for the Nine of Pentacles. There's a message here that you deserve all the good rewards that are coming for you, that are coming in for you, because it's like this is a hard work paying off card. This is a hard work card. This is a hard work paying off card, and this is the recognition that you deserve. So, like your crush is coming through to recognize that you have deserved whatever level of success you have already earned, and whatever level of success is coming your way for the work that you're doing. And again, that can apply whether it's spiritual work, physical work, whatever we're talking about here. And then with the Page of Swords, this is interesting. What's interesting also is that I think for like most of the piles, there's been a page that's come out, but it's never the page that you picked at the beginning of the reading, because you guys picked the Page of Cups and this is the Page of Swords, but that's okay. This might be, the Page of Swords is associated with things such as keeping an open mind, being a direct communicator, and learning from experience. Those are things that I associate with the Page of Swords, particularly learning from experience. There could also be a message here with the Six of Wands and Page of Swords. There could be a connected message of you might have like an online presence or an online following or an online platform that is taking off. And if you do, then that is great. And that is something that your crush, I think, admires about you. It could be that they really follow you on social media and they really kind of keep tabs on whatever you're doing, and I think they're very impressed by that, if that resonates for you. And the Page of Swords, there's also sometimes a message about, because it's a page, it's a messenger, and it's swords, which is like clear and direct communication. There could be a message of somebody who tells it like it is, you know, who just tells the truth. And I think that is something that, if that resonates for you, I think that is something that your crush sees about you. Like, they see you as somebody who is honest. And it could even be honest to a fault. If that resonates for you, of like, I'm just gonna tell it how I see it, because there's no point kind of hiding my true feelings. And there's like with the independent energy, the Nine of Pentacles, and then the direct communication energy, the Page of Swords, that might come across as, and you know, this, but just take it however it resonates, of course, as a little bit intimidating. And especially if this person has fears that are related to rejection, there might be a message here that maybe one of the reasons why this person has not come forward, and there was that throat chakra blockage, they might feel a little bit intimidated by you, if that resonates, because they see you as somebody who might tell them a truth that they don't want to hear, if that resonates. And that, again, sorry, throat stuff happening, that might be something that they're projecting onto you. Like, if that's not resonating as something that is true for your personality, like maybe you can identify with the idea of a certain, like giving off a certain vibe of being a kind of a strong, independent person, you know, and like knowing who you are and feeling strong in yourself, and confident. There's like a certain level of confidence. However, if you're like, I don't resonate with this message of the Page of Swords, you know, I always make sure to take other people's feelings into account, and you know, whatever we're talking about here, that might be something that's related to something that happened in your crush's past experiences, that because you have sort of like a more strong, more confident energy, that they are projecting this onto you that might not totally resonate with you, if that makes sense. And so again, just take these messages however they resonate, but that was something that was coming through. That might be like a reason why this person, these cards are coming up in the middle here, might be related to this Page of Swords energy. Your crush might have people in their life, or people in their past, or people in their family, who are very kind of like, what's the word? Like brutally honest, like to the point of maybe sometimes being cruel, and it's like cruelty disguised as honesty, if that makes sense. And so that might have created a fear for this person of like somebody who is like a clear and direct communicator might come across as somebody who might hurt their feelings. And again, that they might have nothing to do with who you actually are as a person, you know, but if this is your crush's perception of who you are, it might be based on past bad experiences that they've had. So that's kind of what's coming through there. And I also want to point out that, and I'm not saying this to make you feel bad, but I do also want to point out that we have no Cups cards here, and I'm not getting like an intuitive message or vibe about feelings here. There's an acknowledgement of how hard you work, the success you've earned, recognition from other people, and like this beautiful, abundant Nine of Pentacles energy. There's a certain like level of kind of standing in your truth and owning your power, but there's not a ton about how this person feels about you. So, I mean, we'll see what comes out in the Oracle cards, and then we'll take a look at a potential relationship and some channel messages in the extended reading. But yeah, I do want to point that out. So if we're asking how does your crush feel about you, I don't know. I know how I can have an idea of how they perceive you that we've been talking about, but in terms of feelings, I'm not sure. It could be that they are holding themselves back from feeling anything because they're a little bit scared because of things that have happened to them in their past. So if we're asking the question, does this person have feelings for you? They could be blocked by this stuff in the middle here. And if that's the case, then there might be, if there's advice here, it might be, and only take this however it resonates. It might be an idea to whatever opportunity you have to show your crush your compassionate side and how gentle you can be, and do whatever you can to kind of maybe allay their fears a little bit, and kind of they might have like an emotional wall up related to things that have happened in their past, and if that is the case, then being a warm and compassionate, gentle presence in this person's life might help bring that wall down, if that resonates for you. So I did want to kind of point that out, because I'm almost getting the sense that their higher self is being really careful not to express feelings. So we'll see what comes out. And okay, we have the gossip archetype, and I'm going to move these up. But the light attributes of this card are awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. So this could be fully just kind of confirming what I just said about, this person might have had like really bad experiences with other people, and I could understand, it's like if they have bad experiences with somebody betraying their trust, maybe they were part of like a friends group or a social group where you might even be aware of what happened here, but if they had friends who were kind of bad mouthing them behind their back, or if they had a romantic partner who was like just spreading rumors about them or something like that, there was a betrayal of trust that had to do with communication and possibly had to do with gossip, like literally just being gossiped about, that I think really, really hurt your crush really deeply and affected their ability to trust other people. And this could also be a confirmation of what I was just saying, like the way to kind of gain your crush's trust is through demonstrating your consideration for their feelings and how trustworthy you can be. And it could be that you are making progress on that front, and the Page of Swords is not a bad energy, and this could even be like, if your crush has a fear of brutal honesty because of the way that they've been talked about before, how other people communicated with them before was like in an unhealthy way, and like, again, it's just like cruelty disguised as honesty. It being in the Page of Swords, where it's like, I can tell you the honest truth and honor your trust in me, and also do it with gentleness and compassion. I think that would go a really long way towards getting your crush to open up to you and kind of let down this emotional wall that they might have up in it. Because this is showing up in their current feelings about you, but it's like, I don't think this is about you, because I think you are working on gaining this person's trust. And I mean, this is also the blue of the throat chakra. It's also a deep blue that might be associated with the third eye of intuition. And so there might be a message just to follow your intuition when it comes to if you want your crush to trust you, just follow your intuitive guidance about how to make that happen. So I definitely thought that was kind of like an interesting confirmation of some of the things that I was seeing in the tarot cards. Okay, and then we have a positive message here with the new moon in Cancer, which says you and your loved ones are safe. This could be talking, first of all, it's the same color as the gossip card, and it could also be talking about like starting a new cycle of safety and trust. And feel with you and your loved ones are safe. That's a direct opposite message usually to the message of the Five of Pentacles, and so I think that this is coming through as confirmation that your crush's higher self knows that you're a safe person. You are a safe person to confide in, and they're working hard on feeling comfortable with you. It just might take some time because they've been badly hurt in the past. But I think that they do know that you are a safe person. There's wounds here. There's a wound here that that they need to work on. So I think that's just what's coming through. And there could be a message with the Page of Swords that because it is a messenger. They might be waiting for you to make the first move. You know, if it was the Knight of Swords, there might be a message that this person's going to make the first move because the Knight is very action-oriented, whereas the Page is a more kind of receptive energy. So there might be a message here that because your crush does know that you are a safe person, despite their negative experiences in the past and whatever trust issues they might have, that they might be receptive if you were the one to come towards them, you know, and they would be keeping an open mind, I think, because you are earning their trust. And what I'm being drawn to is the crab has like a hard outer shell, and that's because you know, the insides are vulnerable. It has like a soft heart, and so you know, that could just be saying like you are getting to a place where your crush is going to let you inside of their hard outer shell, whatever emotional wall is up, because you are gaining their trust. They know that you are trustworthy, and so there's a new cycle coming in where your crush is going to be willing to let their guard down. It just might not be. They might not be quite there yet, but this is a positive message there. So okay, we have new beginnings, which yeah, it's you're getting there. You're getting to a place where your crush does trust you, I think, and they want to start a new beginning, a new cycle, where they're not being dominated by this fear. And I think that you are really helping them with that. And look, with the new beginnings, that would be a positive message about your crush does see potential in the connection between the two of you, and it possibly because you have already been working on, you know, on displaying your like how compassionate and gentle you are with things that your crush has entrusted you with. You're honoring their trust, and it's creating a new beginning. And that could be like a potential relationship between the two of you, however that resonates. And for some of you, I mean, I was getting the sense that this is, you know, the first time between you and your crush of pursuing something. But for some of you, this might be somebody that you have already had like a past experience with, past relationship with. And if that's the case, then this would just be saying like that, yes, they're ready to start over kind of with a blank slate, if that resonates for you. Either way, it's like this new beginning, new moon. You're close. You're almost there. And they might be getting to a place where they're ready. If you were to make a move, they might be receptive to that because they know that they can trust you despite whatever fears and misgivings they might have that are related to past experiences. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we have anger. And this is a red card, which I would associate with the root chakra, which for me could definitely be related to the message of the Five of Pentacles, that maybe the reason why some of this is being kind of projected into this reading today, it could be context, but it could also be because your crush has not dealt with their anger over this situation. That might be repressed, and there might be like a message or a warning that some of that anger might come out if you were to pursue something with your crush. I mean, we'll get into the relationship part of the reading later, but you know, it's like there could be just a message here that it's like, because it's related to the root chakra and like insecurity, it's like having a blocked or damaged root chakra, that they're feeling anger and resentment about some of the things that have happened in the past. And again, that might be the reason why this stuff is being projected here. That's like, it's not about you, because we have lots of messages that that your crush knows you are trustworthy. But it's like, well, why did people hurt me in the past? I feel angry about that. I feel angry for having these wounds. I feel angry that I can't trust pile 4, even though I want to, even though I know that they're trustworthy, because of these, these jerks in my past who have done these terrible things and made me feel rejected and excluded. I think if there's a positive message here, it's related to the eye on this card of like clarity. Seeing things clearly, and that could be saying that your crush's connection with you and realizing, I think it might be like the first time they're realizing they have unresolved anger. I think they're kind of like gaining a sense of clarity that might help them resolve some of their anger and start to heal this wound. That might be something that you are helping them with, like inadvertently, like whether you are aware of that or not, whether that is something that you are literally helping them talk through their feelings about it, and or something that is just coming up because their connection with you is triggering this wound, if that resonates. Okay, and then we have the Panther Spirit, and the keywords associated with this card are power, sensuality, and I forget the third one. But yeah, there's a message of like, I think that this card is, it doesn't say it in the guidebook, but I would associate this card with what I was seeing about like that kind of 8th house energy. It's like there's like a dark feminine connection. There's a scorpionic kind of energy associated with the Panther Spirit, of like things that happen behind the scenes, or things that we can't, you can't see, or things we don't talk about, because Panthers, I think they are nocturnal and they hunt at night, and they're big black cats that kind of move in the dark, and there's a sense of knowing your power, stepping into your power, embracing the power of the dark feminine. If that resonates for you, there's a connection to the moon and lunar energy. There's a connection again to things that happen that we can't see. And so this would tell me that your crush sees you as somebody who is very powerful, and that you might also have like an air of mysteriousness, or an air of like hidden depths, hidden things, and that might honestly be triggering this fear. Even though your crush does know that you are trustworthy, there's a mysteriousness that they associate with you that that might be causing some fear for them, if that resonates for you. And then the other part of that is sensuality. Panther, very kind of sensual, the dark feminine, very sensual, and that could be true for you regardless of your gender or your gender identity. It's just talking about energy that you're giving off, and that can also be a very attractive energy. So if there is a message about, what does your crush find you attractive? Panther Spirit would tell me yes, they do. They find your energy attractive. They find if you have like 8th house placements or Scorpio placements, then and even if you don't, but you were just kind of giving off that energy, and I do think that they find that attractive. I think they also have fears that might be, again, related to something that happened. That was kind of outside of your crush's control. And so, I would say if there's advice here, it would be just to keep doing what you're doing. Just continue to show up for this person, offer them emotional support, kindness, compassion, and just work on being gentle. And it's, again, like there could be a message that your crush they like you and they like your energy, and they think that you're attractive, and they might also be a little bit intimidated by you, because there's also like independence was the other key word. There's an independent energy to the Panther that is reflected in this 9 of Pentacles, of like there's I can take care of myself because panthers definitely can take care of themselves. You know, there's a strong independent vibe. That is part of how they see you. And I think that it's ultimately a positive thing and not something that they want you to change about yourself. But again, it could just be triggering a wound there, or a fear there that was coming up in the reading. And so the good news about that is if we do a reading where we see a blockage or an obstacle, it's like, okay, that's we're seeing where the issue is, you know, and that in itself is offering advice of like, how can I overcome this? Focus on these things. Focus on being trustworthy, being a safe person for your crush, and that'll help them step through this doorway into a new beginning. So that's what I'm seeing for you today, pile 4, in this part of the reading. If you're interested in seeing what a potential relationship with your crush might be like, and some channel messages from them, we will get into that in the extended reading, and the link will be in the description. And with that said, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below, let me know how this resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. And thank you again very much for watching Pile 4, and I do hope to see you in my next video.